Hi everybody, just doing what I promised, which is to have a look at how we can put some depth into our snowdrops. And last time we got together, in the last video, we looked at using a black pen to create a design feature. This time what we're going to do is we're going to look at how we can make the background have some depth so that the petals of the snowdrops come forward slightly. What I've done is I've selected 4 pencils, and if you notice they're not like the bright greens that you'd normally expect in the background from plants. I think in the winter, particularly when the snowdrops are about, there's a sort of greyish cast to the light, and so what I've done is I've chosen some pencils which have slightly greyish sappy colour to them, and I've chosen 4 different colours because when you look at a background often you'll find that there are different shades, different tones within the background, and unless you're doing a design where you specifically wanted to have the background in exactly the same colour, if you're doing something slightly more natural, you'll see that there are lighter parts, darker parts, and you can play around with these to get the effects that you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a mid colour from my range here. That's the lightest one. That one's a sort of brownish colour. So I'm going to select this one, I think, to begin with, and let's see what happens. I'll just move it around a little bit. I do apologise if the pencils clink together. I hadn't considered that very much, so that's something I'm going to practice doing, is not making the pencils go clink when we're doing something. So you can see I'm just going to apply a little bit of pencil to the background here. I've selected a part of the picture where, or the part of the watercolour where there's a sort of patch, and I'm just applying it there. I'm just letting the watercolour, actually the stain of the watercolour, kind of tell me where I need to put the pencil, just for a bit of fun. Okay, and so I'm going to put that bit there. I think probably a bit up here as well. You can probably hear me scratching away. Now I don't propose to bore you by doing the whole thing, but you can see where immediately that I put the green pencil in the background, this petal immediately pops out from the page and it creates a little bit more depth there. So if you take your pencils and choose 4 or 5 different shades, let's have a look at this colour, see what comes out here. This is a slightly more turquoise colour. Actually, I'm blending the 2 pencils together here, which is absolutely fine, because when you're mixing your colours you can mix them together on the page, and actually mixing 2 colours together gives you a much richer depth of colour. Stick a little bit up there maybe. It's entirely up to you where you decide to put your darker tones, but you can see, of course, it makes the bell shape of the snowdrops pop out there, and so on and so forth. This is a little bit, that sort of little gap there in the middle. Let's take a lighter shade. Where do I fancy putting that? Maybe down there a little bit. Yeah, because not all the background is going to be very dark. We're going to have lighter parts where a bit of light's getting in, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm not very happy about the way that the stems have come out here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a lighter coloured pencil and I'm actually going to highlight the edge of that and see what happens there. I think that sort of makes the stem pop a little bit. And the same for this part here, the little cap that goes at the top of the snowdrop. So adding a little bit of light just brings that to life a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video now so that you can get on and have a go. And then I'll take a little photograph and pop it onto the WhatsApp group, and then you can have a look at what that looks like when it's finished. So choosing 4 different coloured pencils to create a background that's got several different tones in it, maybe using a cream or a white colour to pick out the lighter shades, the lighter parts to make them pop out as well, and then just having a little bit of fun. Okay, so I hope you're all well today. It is Sunday, it is a bit darker, a bit more dismal. We have had a bit of rain, but the lawn mowing will have to go to another day. So take care everybody.